Good morning, students. Let's resume our learning of our biology chapter tissues. Hope you all are in sync with me. So let's begin. So students, we have completed epithelial tissue with all its types. Now second type of animal tissue is muscular tissue. Muscular tissue it is a contractile tissue which possesses contractile proteins inside the cells which held together by the connective tissue. So this tissue helps in the movement of the body, and the cells of the muscular tissue are elongated cells. We call them as muscle fibers. It is again of three types: striated muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. First is striated muscles. These are voluntary muscles. Voluntary means those work according to your will or our will, having and these are having light and dark striations on their surface, means some light and dark bands are present on their surface. These cells are also long, cylindrical, and are multinucleated, means more than one nucleus is present in them. They are also called skeletal muscles because they are attached to the bones. Striated muscles, basically these are the muscles which are attached to our bones and help in the movement of the body, and these help in the voluntary movements of the body, means you can move your hand or your leg according to your will. So these are voluntary muscles. See students, in this image or picture of striated muscle tissue, see some light bands and dark bands are present, and more than one nucleus is also present. These blue structures, these are shown like nucleus. So more than one nucleus is present. So we call them as multinucleated. Now second type of muscular tissue is unstriated, or means no striations are there, so we also call them as smooth muscles. These are involuntary muscles having no striations. Okay, that's why we call them as smooth, and their structure is spindle shaped. Their cells are long and spindle shaped and are uninucleated. In that previous muscles, striated muscles, they are multinucleated, but this smooth ones are single nucleated or uninucleated. They are present in alimentary canal, blood vessels, bronchi of lungs, iris of eye, etc. They help in the involuntary movements because the movement of your alimentary canal is not according to your will. That's why these are all are involuntary movements, and these muscles are also involuntary muscles. Third type of muscular tissue is cardiac muscles. These cardiac muscles are having muscular tissues in them. These are also involuntary muscles having faint striations, means their striations are not so dark, they are having just faded striations. The cells are long, cylindrical, branched, and multinucleated. Now their cells are having branching in them, and these are also multinucleated. So first one, striated and cardiac, both are multinucleated, and smooth muscles are uninucleated. These type of muscular tissue, cardiac, these are present in the heart only and helps in the contraction and relaxation of the heart. So these are also involuntary because these heart muscles are also not work according to your will. So these are also involuntary muscles. Only striated muscular tissue is voluntary, other two are involuntary in nature. So now students, we have completed two types of animal tissues. Third one is connective tissue. Connective, which means which connects or joins. So connective tissue, that connects and joins the different parts of the body together. The cells of the connective tissue are loosely packed and the space between the cells are filled with a jelly-like matrix. So these are having some fluid. These type of cells, these tissues are having fluid filled cells. You can say that in that way. These connective tissues are having some jelly like matrix also. So now this connective tissue, these are present in first blood. Blood contains a fluid matrix called plasma, which contains red blood cells, RBCs, white blood cells and platelets. This blood transports gases, digested food, hormones, waste materials, etc. So it is also a connecting medium between various parts of the body. So this is also comes under connective tissue. Now second is bone. It is a hard and strong tissue. It consists of cells which are embedded in a hard matrix containing calcium and phosphorus compounds. You know, bones are also connective parts हैं which help in the movement of the body. So bone forms the framework of the body and supports the body and the main organs and helps in the movement of the body. Third connective tissue is ligament. These are flexible tissues which joins bones together and helps in the movement, which means which joins bones to bones. So we call them as ligaments. Ligaments helps in the joining of bones to bones so that we can move from one place to another. So that ligament is having connective tissue in it. Next is tendon. These are also the fibrous tissues which joins muscle to bones. In ligaments, bone to bone jointment is there, but in tendon, muscles to bones are joined and helps in the movement. So both the connective tissues are helps in the movement of the body. Fifth one is areolar tissue. It fills the space between the skin and muscles, inside the organs, around the blood vessels, etc. So it is mainly the packing tissue, you can say that, which fills the empty space between the skin and the muscles, between various organs or around some vessels. It also helps to repair the tissues. Next is adipose tissue. It is found below the skin and between internal organs. Mainly the cells which contain fats and help to store fats will form the adipose tissue. So adipose tissue is we can say that the cells which are having fats materials in it, the comprises to form the adipose tissue. In this slide, various connective tissues shown to you. All these structures of tissues, whether plant tissues or animal tissues, you have to draw in your fair notebooks. Now the last type, nervous tissue. It is the tissue specialized in reception, integration and transmission of stimuli or impulses to various parts of the body. Or in simple terms, you can say that this tissue helps to carry messages from one part of the body to the other and responds to stimuli. However, integration and long distance rapid transmission of stimuli is possible with the help of nervous system only. So it is this type of tissue is found in the brain, spinal cord and nerves. It consists of nerve cells called neurons. So these neurons comprises together to form nervous tissue. Now let's study what this neuron or nerve cell look like or what is its structure. It has a cell body containing a nucleus and cytoplasm. It has hair-like structures called dendrites and a long part called axon having nerve endings. The axon is also having a protective covering called myelin sheath. These neurons are joined together to form nerve fibers. Then when one nerve cell connected with the other nerve cell, then with the other, they together form the nervous tissue. In that way they carry the messages from one nerve cell to the other nerve cell. So the junction between the two neurons is called the synapse, from where the electrical signal or the messages will transfer from one neuron to other neuron. See, it is a structure of a typical neuron. First, the cell body is having a nucleus and the thread-like structures called dendrites, which receive the electrical signals from the other neuron or from the nerve endings. Then the electrical signal transfers from that cell body to the axon and towards the axon terminals or nerve endings. Then from these nerve endings, a chemical substance So students, with this we have completed our chapter 6 tissues. Go through the whole chapter. If you have any query or doubt, you can ask me. I'll provide you with the NCERT blue box questions and back exercise very soon. Thank you.